Let's cross to Adelaide now and catch up with 5AA broadcaster, reporter and columnist with the Australian and News Corp papers, David Penberthy. Pembo, this is a terrible day. In the decades since World War II, we have seen conflict in Europe. We've seen conflict between Croatia and Serbia. We've seen conflict in Bosnia. But here we're seeing a legitimate superpower, really, in Russia invading another country in Eastern Europe. And it just seems like it's just a terrible step backwards in terms of global history.
Yeah, it certainly does, Chris. I've got to admit to finding the whole thing completely overwhelming. The sheer audacity of Putin's actions and his complete disregard for international standards is remarkable. I think part of the problem that the West has is that it accidentally finds decency in people when none clearly exists there. And for him to go ahead and do this is just beyond belief, I think. And it's really frightening. I mean, you see those, I think in a way, I spent the last 2 hours just watching people uploading images onto social media. And one of the saddest ones, I think, is just families in their cars, leaving Kiev, parents with kids leaving town, leaving the capital. And the fact that Kiev is part of this, I mean, if Putin says that it's the eastern part of the country that's got a lot of ethnic Russians, people who would still rather be ruled by Moscow than Kiev, that's one thing. But for him to get to start with such a completely outrageous step of what looks from the footage that we've seen in the reporting thus far, to actually attack the capital, and this hooey about it being precision strikes, it doesn't look like that. It just makes you wonder what could come next.